Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and thank you to each of you for taking your time to be here today. Dr. Franks, we're here to talk about free speech, correct?
Yes.
And we're here to talk about that being a fundamental right guaranteed by the Constitution, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And the Supreme Court plays an essential role in guaranteeing those constitutional rights, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I want to talk to you about a tweet that you had in January 2024. The Supreme Court is a death panel. Is that your opinion?
In the context of this hearing, I think it is important to emphasize why I am here, which is to talk about my views on the First Amendment.
No, that's not what I ask you. Do you think the Supreme Court is a death panel?
In the context of the cases that, not for free speech, no, that was not the context of that particular
Oh my goodness, okay.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Capitol Insights. Today's video dives into one of the most shocking Senate hearings we've seen in a while. A top professor called the Supreme Court a death panel. A senator fought back hard, and new revelations exposed how the Biden administration may be weaponizing censorship against conservative voices. If you care about free speech, the Constitution, and the battle over who controls the narrative, this video is for you. And before we jump in, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos.
Well, it appears that you see the Supreme Court as a death panel, and that is some of the same rhetoric that unfortunately we continue to hear from some on the left who are trying to villainize justices who are doing their job. And I would like to just ask you, knowing that you have put this out, that the Supreme Court is a death panel, then let me ask you this. Do you look at Justices Sotomayor, Kagan, Jackson as members of the death panel, or is this just the justices that you disagree with?
I do not believe that the comments that you are referring to have relevance for this particular hearing, but here's what I will say. This is an administration that is threatening judges in addition to other people that he disagrees with. So, okay, yes, if your question is, do I defend judges? Am I worried about judges' security? I am. I am worried about this administration essentially threatening those judges.
I want to talk with you, Ms. Hemingway, about the State Department's use of the Global Engagement Center to censor news outlets like the Daily Wire and the Federalist. I know that this is something that you have had to deal with. And Daily Wire is located in Tennessee. We're proud of them. We are delighted that they chose to move from California over to Tennessee. And it is my understanding that the Global Engagement Center was created to counter messaging from bad actors, including terrorist groups, but the Biden administration weaponized it to silence conservative groups. And what has the censorship, I call it the censorship industrial complex, what do you think they're trying to hide when it targets outlets like the Federalist and the Daily Wire?
Thank you, Senator Blackburn. Yes, our reporter, Margot Cleveland, who's our senior legal writer, uncovered through her reporting facets of the censorship industrial complex and learned that the State Department was one of the federal entities that was engaging with non-governmental organizations and other entities in big tech to market, promote, censorship tools and blacklists, which were then used against my publication, The Federalist, and also the Daily Wire. Publications that are a threat to the reigning orthodoxies are targeted by the censorship industrial complex. They want to exist without people pointing out their lies or the fact that there are really important debates. And so we are suing the State Department for that, and it is ongoing, this support of the censorship industrial complex. It is the bureaucracy, really, which perpetuates this even more than a particular administration.
Yes, and I think it's so important to note that robust, respectful, bipartisan debate adds to our freedom, helps to keep us free, and allows that debate in the public square. And when you have an entity that becomes weaponized and shuts down one side of that speech and only allows speech with which it completely agrees, that is when you have that censorship writ large. My time expires. Professor Turley, I have a question I will submit to you for the record. Thank you all for joining us.
Hemingway made it clear, this isn't just about one administration. She says the bureaucracy itself is driving these censorship efforts, operating regardless of who's in power. That means even if the White House changes, the machine behind the scenes could keep silencing voices they don't agree with. And here's the scariest part. They're doing it in the name of fighting misinformation, while actually shutting down legitimate political debate. Make sure to subscribe right now because we're going to keep exposing this story as it develops. This isn't just about conservatives or liberals. This is about the future of free speech in America. When one side can speak and the other is silenced, that's not a democracy. It's a controlled narrative. Blackburn said it best. Robust, respectful, bipartisan debate is what keeps us free. But when the government becomes the arbiter of truth, we all lose. So here's the takeaway. Whether it's calling the Supreme Court a death panel or censoring independent media, this hearing revealed just how far some are willing to go to silence opposition. We must protect the First Amendment, no matter who's in charge. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on this hearing. Do you think free speech is truly under attack? And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who needs to hear the truth. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.